Hey everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It was Liverpool 3, Crystal Palace 0, and this was almost a very different match reaction with about 20 minutes to go. Not a vintage performance from Liverpool. Crystal Palace dug in, Liverpool, particularly the first half. I don't want to get suckered into hyperbole by saying dreadful, but it was a drab old first half. We really struggled to make clear-cut opportunities. It was very disbalanced. Unbalanced. Not a word, disbalanced the word, you know what I mean. I think the question is often, how many changes can you make before you kind of start to disbalance what you're doing in your team? And I think today was one too many. Trent out through illness. Milner was fine. He was an absolute fine understudy, but not when you're effectively changing your entire back four, and how that upsets both sides of the pitch where you attack. You know, it's all well and good, but if you've got Trent there, then your right hand side performs as it normally does, and you can let Tsimikas get back up to speed. But when you're changing both and giving how important wing players to how we play, I think that made it a little bit harder than it needed to be. Kanate, solid enough debut. I think you can see why he was given the last opportunity to kind of get on the pitch for us in terms of, you know, the four set senior centre halves we've got. He needs more game time to really get up to speed, but right now that's cool, that's absolutely fine. Best way possible is to not need your new players, need them desperately to be in there. Slowly start to integrate them. Gomez is fantastic, Van Dijk looks back to his best, and Matip is just imperious, isn't he? So yeah, that's good. I mean, he'll have done well to get that under his belt, and hopefully now you'd say maybe him and Gomez starting against Norwich in the week, fingers crossed for that. Shame to see Thiago go off injured. Hopefully that's not one that keeps him out for too long, of course. Jordan Henderson, very good performance from him. Fabinho, sound. Jota really struggled today, but what I love is Sadio Mane, who just cannot stop scoring against Crystal Palace. He genuinely loves it. It's one of his favourite things in the whole of his life, the whole of the universe. He loves scoring against Crystal Palace. Long may that continue. It's funny how I was thinking about who would be man of the match, and with about 20 minutes to go, my man of the match was probably Alisson, because it's not like his goal was peppered and he was making worldly saves, but you know, they're a dangerous team. You know, you saw they absolutely pulled Spurs apart last week. And I can see them doing that to other teams. They were a threat on the counter. Zaha is such a diver, but he's problematic, causes you issues, and particularly because of Milner's lack of pace. He could have done us more. So I think Liverpool were very, again, kind of stuck within themselves. Alisson needs to therefore be really sharp, and I think in the second half even more noticeable how quickly he was off his line to shut things down. And the amount of times, it's telling how many times we used the Alisson chance during the game tells you how good and important his performance was today. So he'd have almost been man of the match, but then you realise by the end of it, Mo Salah is just the supreme human being. It's a Fifth Element reference. I didn't mention that last week. He's a supreme human being, and he's probably the best player in the Premier League at this point, maybe him and De Bruyne, but for me, you know, piece of paper between him and any of the top players in world football, and he plays for us, and they need to get his contract sorted because he should play for us for many years to come. He's one of the best players ever to do it in the Premier League, and he's doing it for us right now. So brilliant, great to see again. Great to see Mane getting goals and Salah getting goals. They're our two main goal threats, and they are up and firing in a big way this season. That bodes very well. Look, was it the best performance? No. 3-0 flatters to deceive a little bit. I mean, look, Naby getting a goal, boss, absolutely boss. The best chance probably in Liverpool's recent history after Ale is the Reds have got no money, but we'll still win the league. Couldn't sum up better our approach to things at the moment. And a lot of people losing their heads on social media about Liverpool and their owners and all that kind of stuff. There's a gallows humour in being a Liverpool fan that I think gets lost sometimes. That we forget that, you know, when we had Hodgson in charge, we didn't like boo Hodgson or want him to leave. We sang Hodgson for England because we don't really like England, so we thought it was quite funny. That's how you treat those kind of levels of adversity. I like that. So yeah, no, I love the attitude. I love the response from the response from the fans. Wasn't a vintage game. Was not maybe one we'll look back on and remember more. Perhaps because we got the third goal, we will do. But yeah, we've just beaten AC Milan and Crystal Palace, and you know, Man City have dropped points. So there's one of our rivals who dropped points, and we're gaining points on them already. We're at the business end of we're the results end of the season, I should say, because the business end of the season at the end, I know that was a little mistake. The result end, just win football matches at this point now. Just win as many football matches as you can. I don't care how, no one cares how, just win. And the Reds are just winning right now, and that bodes very well for the rest of the season. Up the Reds. Damn it, I've done it again. Listen, there's going to be a vlog out on my channel, which is Mates TV. Do check that out and check out the rest of the content from the lads back in the studio on the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel, and if you want more from us, go to our streaming service, which is the redmentv.com, for documentaries and a whole lot more. Bit of Sadio down there. in his flip-flops, just loving life. All the best.